So on behalf of you, sir, I welcome and inform you that we had great participation from chairpersons and mayors. And specifically today in this room, we have Srimati Pramila Pandeji, Mayor of Kanpur, Srimati Sunanda Palanetra, Mayor of Mysore, Ms. Sarbajit Kaur, Mayor of Chandigarh, Mr. Rohit Jo, he's the Mayor of Panaji, and of course our own Mayor is here. Thank you, ma'am. And it's been wonderful having all of them here, sir. And you'll be very happy to know all of them have been occupying the front seats and sitting throughout the day, listening to all the presentations. We had 21 pitch presentations, sir. These are all our partners, apart from being sponsoring the event. All the innovators are also our partners. So we had 21 pitch presentations, 21 panelists and chairs, and 120 exhibitors, which I think you've already taken advantage. We started with a fantastic inaugural session participation from both Government of India and Telangana and the Star Walls. We moved to all the pitch presentations. So you've already seen it, so I'll probably just skip a few of these. But what we want to say is that we have people who are into segregation and reuse and upscaled products. We have people who are aggregators of treated used water. Playscapes is another area where plastic waste is being reused and upscaled. Of course, use of solar technology for nature-based solutions for treating biosolids. Urine analytics, I think you would know, for people who can get immediate reports on the basis of their urine tests. Rainwater harvesting, modular systems which can be fitted in less than 6 hours. Digital IoT-based systems which can help in understanding the infrastructure related issues and can help in keeping the infrastructure going for many years. Rooftop organic farming, different solutions. So this is also an interesting solution which you may have seen, where an innovator is looking at collecting cigarette butts and converting them into really beautiful products. Specific products, very gender inclusive toilet and digital enabled systems to find these toilets. Vacuum network systems by Srushti, sir, you would have probably visited there. These are skimmers for cleaning lakes and rivers. Nature-based systems where the innovator is looking at how we are not just treating for this generation, but also keeping the next 7 generations in mind. Ishitwa, you just heard from the innovator, sir. So several innovations, sir. This is also a Telangana innovator who's using Vistaraku as to replace plastic and contributing to removal of single-use plastics. We had several panel discussions, sir. A lot of members who have participated in these sessions. The panel discussions also ranged around financing with Paisa Kaisa. Ms. Rupa from IndusInd led this discussion. We also had a very interesting panel. It was the last panel where we discussed the role of government in scaling up these innovations, because what we see from the interest in the participants here is that everybody is keen to look at innovations, but how do city governments actually implement them? So that was also discussed at length, and we had tremendous participation from the audience as well. We also had a Mentimeter user, so there are various questions. We had almost 70, 80 questions coming from the participants which were addressed and to promote discussions. So with that, I hand over the mic to Professor Chari for some quick comments.
So I don't take much time, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Chairman Aski and all of you for joining today. You have seen downstairs, everything is realistic. It is not theoretical any longer. It's not at ideation stage. We have a company called TrashCon which converts everything trash into products, and they are selling it to, they're exporting into countries, but they're not able to export or sell the product within the country. And we have a number of products, as you can see. There's a beautiful urine analytics where public toilet urine, instantly it will give me what sort of diseases I have. My urine analysis will come instantly. Young IITians, they produced it and they're commercializing it. The question before us is, the question before us is, and that's the aspiration of Wash Innovation Hub, is how do I take these ideas, how do I incubate in Telangana, from Telangana to India to South Asia? So that's the whole purpose of Wash Innovation Hub, is about creating a lighthouse, and I must say that this is the first of its kind in the world, and there is no such incubation space in the world except Singapore Water Hub, which is only looking at water. So I think there is a great opportunity to bring 670 people, different innovators, and how do we scale them up, how do we work with the government, how do we raise resources and support them? That's a question we are asking, and I think we will be working in the next 1 year to aggressively make sure that Hyderabad, Telangana becomes the hub for wash innovation. That's the vision, and we want to take it forward.
Thank you, Professor Chari. May I request you to please accompany the guests onto the dais? KTR sir, may I request you to please come? Arvind sir, may I request? Satnarayan sir, Mayor ma'am, Vijayalakshmi ma'am. So these are stalls from Narayanpet. Thank you very much. We have a series of launch and announcements, so I will go one by one and I'll request you to please launch it. Can someone give this to KTR? Thank you. So the first activity now is an effort from our side to recognize and appreciate all the, some, not all, some members, organizations who have representative of Center for Innovations in Public Systems to please come on to the dais. No, this is later. Yes, sorry. Yeah. ICICI Bank Limited, DESMI, IndusInc Bank, Covestro India Private Limited, Shrushti Group, Concept International Business Consulting, yes. Dice Works, Newsmeter, Ixora Tech Consulting Private Limited, Kamavida Enviro Engineers Private Limited, Viatech, Bio Waste and Water Clean Solutions LLP, and USAID India. USAID India, Mr. Srinivas. Thank you very much, everyone, and congratulations. And we look forward to your continued support to WASH sector, of course, but also to WASH Innovation Hub. Thank you. We now go to the next activity in the program. The state government of Telangana, as you very well know, has implemented several path-breaking programs and reforms in urban local bodies to benefit the citizens and especially women, urban poor, and the vulnerable. The Municipal Administration and Urban Development Department is pleased to offer the Urban Leaders Fellowship Program. May I request, sir, to please inaugurate that. The fellowship program is aimed to provide about urban sanitation systems and public service. So the areas that are offered in the program are there for you. We will be sharing the brochures with you right now. And the last date for application is the month end 31st May. Please do join. And if you note, I never said young bright professionals. I just said bright professionals who are passionate. So this is open and there is no age bar. So any professional, ASCII would be the knowledge partner and we will take this. You are aware that under the leadership of Shri KTR Garu, the Commissioner and Director of Municipal Administration, Telangana has taken comprehensive and effective measures and brought in a lot of projects to improve sanitation. One of the critical areas of concern has always been the capacity building initiatives required to build the capacities of members in ULB. Therefore, what has been taken up is a comprehensive knowledge management portal which contains all the information, all the resources that would be required by colleagues in ULBs across different levels, starting from a sanitation inspector to the commissioner, for implementing sanitation initiatives. This program, the Knowledge Portal, is funded partly by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and the technical partner for this initiative is ICICI Innovation, which is a company based out of Bangalore. Sir, may I request you to please inaugurate the Knowledge Management Portal. This is a first of its kind initiative in the country, and once the other states got to know that this is being done, there is considerable demand for
కన్స్ట్రక్షన్ రంగాలలో దశాబ్దపు అనుభవంతో కస్టమర్ల మరియు శ్రేయోభిలాషుల మన్ననలను నమ్మకాన్ని గెలుపొందిన సంస్థ విఆర్ఆర్ కన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్. నాణ్యతకు నమ్మకానికి మారుపేరు విఆర్ఆర్ కన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్. ఇండిపెండెంట్ హౌసెస్, అపార్ట్మెంట్స్, విల్లాస్ అన్ని రకాల హంగులతో అలరించే అద్భుతమైన వెంచర్స్ తో పాటు అందరికీ అందుబాటు ధరలో సొంత ఇంటి కలను సాకారం చేసే నమ్మకమైన సంస్థ విఆర్ఆర్ కన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్. ప్లీజ్ విజిట్ విఆర్ఆర్ కన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్, వరటెక్స్ ప్లాజా నియర్ రాధికా థియేటర్, ఈసీఎల్ X రోడ్, హైదరాబాద్. Call to 9100885551 9100885551.
Replication, we would check with Dr. Satnarayana if he is willing to share, and we'll make it open access for everyone else as well. Would you just like to have a handshake? And so this is Netik from ACIS. Thank you very much. The 142 ULBs in Telangana are currently at different stages of achieving comprehensive, inclusive and safe sanitation. With a view to accelerate this implementation and to monitor its sustained operations at the required quality levels, which is the critical aspect, the state has developed an FSSM, which is Fecal Sludge and Septage Management Monitoring System, covering all aspects from toilet containment to toilet maintenance, to all aspects of the sanitation value chain, right up to reuse of the treated fecal waste as well as reuse of the waste water. So may I request you to please inaugurate this. Our technical partner in this is Itronics. Thank you very much, sir. Just quick. So the last inauguration of the day, promise, is, as you know, the Wash Innovation and while the logo for the Wash Innovation Hub is the Wash Innovation website, and all of you now the brand Inkwash activity within the Wash Innovation Hub, and therefore the website of Inkwash after today would be part of the Wash Innovation Hub website. So I would love and request the Minister to please launch the Special Chief Secretary Arvind Kumar sir to please launch the WIH website and also request our branding, digital communication and media partners, Dias Works, the Propagator Lab, brand to please come on to the dais. Last one, sir, last one. So can you come quickly so he won't have to sit down and get up again? So many last one, sir, before you sit down. Many organizations, development partners have come forward to support Wash Innovation Hub, and very happy to share with you that the GIZ team is here, sir. They would like to present to you their work in the form of a book, the work that they have done in India in sanitation over the last 10 years. They work in several states, including Telangana. So thank you very much for this. So in addition to development partners and corporates, 110 innovators have come forward and signed MOUs with WASH Innovation Hub. They're willing to partner, they're willing to take services from us, and they're all here, sir, for a quick photo op. One group photograph, if that's okay. So may I request all the innovators who have signed the MOUs to please come on to the dais quickly for one group photograph. May I request some of the members to please go behind the sofas. I would request all the dignitaries to please sit down in the chairs. May I request all the dignitaries to please sit down. Some of the innovators can please go back. Oh my God. I don't think there'll be a chance, huh? Yeah, yeah.
Devika? Devika?
Devika. Devika. Hi. Sorry?
Is it okay?
Shitanshu and Soumya. Propagate. Yeah. I know. Yeah, that's why I was just calling. So, you guys don't want to stay back? You have a flight?
Yes, we have a flight.
But thank you so much. Thank you. It's great. It's great to see the thing live in action. We will.
Thank you to all the innovators. We look forward to working with you very closely. Thank you very much. I will.
India has rapidly emerged as an innovation capital of India. The dynamic leadership, presence of knowledge institutions and top-class talent have catalyzed innovation culture. Telangana has built a vibrant ecosystem to promote startups and innovators. Municipal Administration and Urban Development Department, Government of Telangana is pleased to announce WASH Innovation Hub, a game-changing initiative to promote innovations in water, sanitation and hygiene sectors. WASH Innovation Hub aims to enable India achieve Sustainable Development Goals 6.0 targets well ahead of time. Established in partnership with the Administrative Staff College of India, the WASH Innovation Hub has 8 service lines: scientific research, idea sourcing, incubation, design prototyping, piloting, scaling up, financing, knowledge sharing, capacity building. WASH Innovation Hub focuses on fecal sludge and septage management, solid waste management, water, used water, energy, hygiene. Wash Innovation Hub is currently working with over 600 startups and innovators to creatively solve problems confronting our cities and local bodies on
Thank you. That was an adrenaline rush. Thank you. Please settle down. Take your chairs. Please take your seats. Settle down, please. Thank you very much. Please join me in welcoming Shri K. Padhamlo garu. He is the chairperson of Administrative Staff College of India. On behalf of all of you, I welcome him and request him to make his valedictory remarks. Sir, over to you.
Honorable Minister Shri KTR garu, normally you call some minister with his full name, but here KTR is enough because he is so popular, and he is known as KTR. I always say KTR stands for many things, KTR means he knows the route, which route to take, know the route, know the result, know the reality. I think he is a very practical man. And then somebody was mentioning just now when the awards are being given, he said, sir, this is the only state which recognizes our merit. Somebody has just said. And that happens, I have seen, it may be happening in other states. It happens in Telangana all the time. So we are very happy to have you here, sir. And Honorable Mayor of GHMC, the Special Chief Secretary, Shri Arvind Kumar, Shri Satyanarayan garu, Doctor, and my own colleague, Dr. Chari, the 700 innovators who have submitted their proposals, the 100-odd innovators who are sort of featured as the awardees, the funders, the financiers, the students, and all other gentlemen and ladies. I am very glad to be here this evening to share a few thoughts on what is this WASH Innovation Hub and what is this third edition of WASH. Now, as you have seen, the WASH third edition is a platform of the WASH Innovation Hub. And what is this WASH Innovation Hub? This is a creation of the state of Telangana. That is because there is a state, but it is a brainchild of Shri KTR garu. And how does, because I need to go back a little, one state where innovation is state-driven. I mean, state normally gives some support, to innovation systems. But the innovation and then sort of startup culture is driven by the Telangana state here. And before you all heard of the T-Hub, which has changed the face of Hyderabad. But in addition to the T-Hub, there are so many innovative, hubs and other things, incubators created by them. Some of them I would just mention: the V-Hub, the Research and Innovation Circle of Hyderabad, the Telangana State Innovation Cell, the T-Works Foundation, and the Telangana Academy for Skill and Knowledge. So many of these things, And in addition to these, Hyderabad has a culture of innovative, this one. Because there are other sort of incubators and co-working spaces by the three triple ITs, IIT, universities, and the private industry, CII, and various other things. So it's no wonder that a conference like this in Hyderabad has got people from, what did you say, Kanpur and Mysore, and so many. Incidentally, I welcome the mayor.
సెరెనిటీ మోడల్ హై స్కూల్ విద్యార్థులకు అమ్మఒడి, సామాన్యులకు అందుబాటులో ఉన్న బడి సెరెనిటీ. మేడ్చల్ జిల్లాలో మేటిగా నిలిచి సాటిలేని ఫలితాలను సాధిస్తున్న #1 స్కూల్ సెరెనిటీ. మా ప్రత్యేకతలు ప్రతి విద్యార్థి పట్ల వ్యక్తిగత శ్రద్ధ, యాక్టివిటీ బేస్డ్ లెర్నింగ్ అండ్ డిజిటల్ క్లాస్ రూమ్స్, కంప్యూటర్ ల్యాబ్, 100% ఫలితాలు, స్పోర్ట్స్ అండ్ కల్చరల్ యాక్టివిటీస్, యోగా, అబాకస్ మరియు వేదిక్ మ్యాథ్స్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్. ప్లీజ్ విజిట్ Serenity Model High School, Nagaram. Admissions are in progress. Call 040-271-46899 and 040-271-48699.
Of Kanpur and Mysore and other states who are here today. And the state government, this idea came about 3 years ago. That's why this one is happening today. And the state government has chosen ASCII as a knowledge partner in setting up this WASH Innovation Hub. And I thank the Minister and the government of Telangana for the tremendous faith they have put in us. ASCII, I must tell you, is an organization created in 1956. And since then, in various areas, it's specialized. And one of the most important areas is urban development. Urban development, water, sanitation, and all these things. And Chari heads this one. In the first edition of this, about 100 people have participated and 25 people have been selected. And then we nurtured them, we handheld those people, and then we made a space in the ASCII to exhibit these things. And all these 25 have been introduced to the municipal administrations in various places in the state. And they got orders, for their innovations, whatever it is. So it's practical, it's not theoretical, as Chari has said. And all this has happened because of the blessing of the state government. And we are very happy that, we have been supported by the state government. Now, ASCII has played a tremendous role in the fecal sludge management. They have put up a plant at Tupal and supported by the HDFC Foundation. It played a good role and is still playing a good role in some of the 2 city lakes from where the people have been prevented from dumping this one there. I was telling Professor Chari that you must extend this to the other lakes, in the city. And it also played a sort of major role in the control of plastic, this one, pollution by plastic. Now let me just go through this. Why WASH Innovation Hub? What does it do? The first thing is, it is clear that cities are the engines of growth. And from proper working of the WASH Hub would enable the CM's dream of developing Hyderabad into a world-class city. He has been repeatedly saying that it should become a world-class city. Towards that end, in the last few years, people may not realize this, excellent work has been done in Hyderabad in certain areas. And those areas are road development, the flyovers in various places you have done. And then more important than that is the greening of the Hyderabad and the street lighting. These are the areas in which tremendous development has taken place. But I'm, skeptical about the waste removal, waste disposal. It is good in some areas, bad in some areas, but I think that's where a lot of work is to be done. Now, municipal administration alone cannot do this job. Unless people, citizens cooperate completely, it cannot be done. And it's not a simple job. Removing the waste is an unglamorous job. And who would like to do an unglamorous job in the corporation? So you must glamorize it. And that's what we try to do here, to an extent. I would also tell you why it is so difficult. Recently, that is in May 2020, the government of India has launched a scheme called Garbage-Free Cities. Do you know only 6 cities could make the grade in India? Sir, only 6 cities could make the grade of garbage-free cities. And there is none from Telangana or Andhra Pradesh in these 6. Similarly, in August 2021, Government of India launched another scheme called Water Plus Cities. What is this Water Plus? They have certain criteria, which they have given. And only 9 cities could make the grade. And luckily, Hyderabad, Visakhapatnam, Vijayawada, and Tirupati made into the list of 9. I think we need to do much more in Telangana, other than Hyderabad. Big cities are there, like Warangal and all those things. I do not know how many cities are there in India. But this ODF plus cities, they have counted about 3,300 cities. Now, out of 3,300 cities, only 9 cities could make it to the water plus. So that shows how much work is there for us to do. And with the support of the state government, the ICICI can certainly become, as is put in that slide, a lighthouse for wash innovations in the country and beyond. Now, what else would it do? In addition to helping in making Hyderabad a world-class city, it would speed up achievement of the major goals of the sustainable development goals much before the target dates. I'm happy that important decision makers from the government of India, like Ms. Rupa Mishra and Ms. D. Tara from the SBM and the Amrit from the GOA have participated in this seminar, in these proceedings. And I'm sure that their continued support would be available to us from the government of India. And of course, the state, the top bureaucracy of the state has been here all through. And Mr. Arvind Kumar represents them. I thank him also. I compliment the innovators for their painstaking efforts. Sustaining, last point I wanted to mention, sustaining Wash Innovation Hub is essential. Funds are required. We have to spend a lot of money and energy, especially in the initial stages, to raise funds. Instead of holding the hand of the innovators, we have to run around to find funds. I may not be letting out a secret, but for this conference itself, for this meet, we had to ask one of our sister concerns, which is not too healthy, to contribute a lot of money for this. So it's going around, you know, with these things. I think it requires some amount of funding. I have some grievance against the government of India, but I would approach the Honorable Minister to help me in that later. But sir, we expect from you total support to the hub. And it is essential that the resources are sufficiently given to this to the hub on a priority basis. Lastly, I compliment the ASCII scheme for their painstaking work. I have come here at 2 o'clock and I have been observing what all is going and how these people have been working round the clock. So I congratulate you and thank everybody for giving me this patient hearing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. I now request Honorable Minister to please come and share his thoughts with you. Thank you so much, sir, for being so sporty in all the inaugurations.
Thank you. Gauranilu Peddalu Padhamlo-parisrama garu, Honorable Mayor of Hyderabad, Srimati Gadwal Vijayalakshmi garu, our Special Chief Secretary of the Municipal Administration Department, Shri Arvind Kumar, the Director Municipal Administration of Telangana, Shri Satyanarayan garu, Professor Chari, Professor Srinivas Chari, who's been a friend, philosopher, guide, a bunch of other things also. Professor Chari garu, thank you, for your continued guidance, continued support. Malini and the entire team of Administrative Staff College of India, thank you for organizing this event. Thank you for all your painstaking efforts. I think without you guys, this would not have happened. So I think they deserve a big round of applause first. To the respected mayors from Kanpur, Goa, Chandigarh, and also from my own state, Telangana. We have honorable mayors from Warangal, we have mayors from Jawaharnagar, Pirjadiguda, Karimnagar, and Badangpet, I think Mirpet, and others, all of you, who are here, to also the urban development chairmen of Warangal and others. I welcome you all. Khammam, I welcome you all. And to all the commissioners, municipal commissioners of various municipalities and corporations from Telangana and elsewhere who are attending. And most importantly, I think to all the innovators, who've been here, who've been really excited. I was amazed when I walked in at around 2:30, I think, this afternoon. I was really impressed, really amazed. the kind of range of products, the kind of range of innovations that you guys have showcased here at the innovation and new knowledge in water, sanitation and hygiene that has been organized in Hyderabad. I compliment all of you, and I think you guys, more than anybody else, deserve a huge round of applause. The enthusiasm, the exuberance that I have witnessed, going from one stall to another, what I have witnessed is something truly astounding. Because this is the third edition, as was mentioned. In the last couple of editions, I have, of course, met a lot of young innovators. I've met a lot of enthusiastic, supporters. But today, what I really saw was mind-blowing, honestly, because I think that really shows the new face of India, the young face of India, which wants to offer solutions for the rest of the world as well. One of the things I firmly believe, I've been a minister now for about 8 years. I've been representing the Urban Development Department for a while as well. One of the things I firmly believe, Mahatma Gandhi ji had famously said that India lives in its villages. It is true. Nearly 70% of India lives in its villages. But India is actually run, India is driven, India is powered by its cities and towns. The reason why I say this is because if you take Telangana as an example, Telangana is predominantly a rural state also, like many other Indian states. We are about 46% urban, so that makes us 54% rural. But the fact is, a city like Hyderabad, which is our capital city, with about 1/4 of our population residing here, is contributing nearly to 45 to 50% of our gross state domestic product, the GSDP. Same logic applies to many other states and in fact to India as a country as well. I recall a conversation that I had with the chairman of Microsoft, Satya Nadella, at some point, I think a few years ago, when I had mentioned to him that our cities and our towns are the economic engines that actually drive our nation and our states also. He shared something very interesting with me. He said, Microsoft also exists in terms of operations, in terms of, presence in over 180 plus countries. But even Microsoft's revenues actually come from about 70 cities. So the fact is, cities and towns are our economic engines that continue to drive the growth of our great nation, the growth of, nations across the world as well. Urbanization, suburbanization is a phenomenon that no country has been able to find a solution to. In fact, why do people migrate? Why do people urbanize? Why do people move from a rural setting to an urban setting? It's something that has, I think, grappled many sociologists, many people who study the phenomenon of urbanization. It is a fact that people move in terms of, in search of better livelihood, better economic opportunities, better healthcare opportunities, better educational opportunities, better quality of life, so to put. But it is also a fact that the next 50 years will possibly see more urbanization than ever in the history of mankind. So therefore, the challenges, that typically come along with rapid urbanization, crumbling urban infrastructure, the environment and ecology taking a huge toll, is something that every government across the world is now having to come to terms with and having to have a plan to deal with. When COVID hit us in 2020 March, the first 2 or 3 months when we were all under, an unprecedented, never in the history of mankind kind of a situation, a lockdown, which none of us possibly had ever envisioned. I saw several videos. I'm sure most of you would have also. The videos that were doing the rounds were that nature is actually breathing, nature is actually being given a break, and how dolphins have returned back into the canals in Venice, and how environment really, and the nature, Mother Nature itself, and Earth itself is breathing easy because humans have started spending more time at home, have been logged in, at home. The point I'm trying to make is, while development is important, it cannot be at the cost of environment. While development and growth are important, it has to be sustainable, it has to be in consonance with nature, it has to be in sync with nature. That's what sustainable development goals are all about, and I'm sure many of you are familiar with it. When Professor Chari and his team had approached government of Telangana with an idea to create a hub for sanitation, hygiene, and water-related issues, clean tech, so to speak, in the tech parlance, we were very excited because this is an opportunity for us to not only create young entrepreneurs, to give you, an opportunity or a platform to create solutions for India and the rest of the world as well, but this is also a great opportunity for us to create the next wave of employment. In fact, Professor Chari always reminds me, he keeps saying, like how the IT revolution back in the late 90s and early part of this millennium had created millions of jobs for young Indians and young...
శివగాయత్రి ఎంటర్ప్రైజెస్ డిస్ట్రిబ్యూటర్స్ ఫర్ సబ్మెర్సిబుల్ పంప్స్ మీ గృహ వ్యవసాయ పారిశ్రామిక నీటి అవసరాలకు స్పైరన్ మరియు కోర్సా సబ్మెర్సిబుల్ పంప్స్ మరియు డిస్ట్రిబ్యూటర్స్ ఫర్ వాటర్ సాఫ్ట్నర్స్ హిమజల్ ఆర్వో ప్లస్ ఆల్కలైన్ వాటర్ ప్యూరిఫైర్స్ శివగాయత్రి ఎంటర్ప్రైజెస్
across the world. How possibly now after pandemic, after this COVID pandemic, how healthcare is something that is on top of all of our minds, and how healthcare can possibly also create a spurt of next wave of growth. He has been telling me, he's been championing the cause that water, sanitation and hygiene can create millions of jobs across the world if we apply ourselves and if we actually gear up. As governments, as individuals, as institutions, if we work together as stakeholders in this process, we can actually create solutions and also employment opportunities and wealth out of nothing, out of waste, in fact. What I saw today here really was amazing. They were excited youngsters who were showing me products on how to even use human waste, feces, and how to create, how to treat it, fecal sludge treatment, and use that sludge also to create manure. There were others who were talking about how to use trash and create, again, a brilliant recyclable products in municipalities. There were others who were showing me solutions on how to treat water and come out with, water that is reusable, treated water that is reusable. All in all, it was a brilliant gathering. But I do believe the opportunity is bigger. The scale can be bigger. Of course, it goes without saying, as Padhamlo-parisrama garu has pointed out, states have to invest, governments have to invest. And more importantly, I saw a lot of exuberant youngsters who came to me and who said, "Sir, I need an opportunity to showcase my product at a larger scale. I need the opportunity to scale up. I want to grow up. I also want to create, employment. I want to create wealth. I want my solution to change the world." I promise you one thing, for those of you who have been here, for those of you who have exhibited, who have actually come forward, our Director Municipal Administration is here, our Special Chief Secretary is here, our mayors, in fact, have visited your stalls, have exchanged cards. I promise you one thing, Government of Telangana will be your first customer. We will give you an opportunity. We will ensure that each of your products is given a proof of concept at a larger scale. What happens then is, if it works, if it takes off, then you'll have more and more buy-ins from various other, potential future customers and future investors. You have the mayors from various parts of the country coming in here. Mayor from Kanpur is here. Mayor from Goa, Panjim, I think. Mayor from Chandigarh was here. Mysore was here. All of them obviously would have been enthralled by your exuberance, by your, exhibits, by your products, by your ideas. And I'm sure they've all taken notes. I'm sure they've all, taken a lot of interest in your products. The one thing I'll tell you is, India is one country, which is possibly the youngest country in the world today. Our median age of the nation right now is 27. 50% of the population has an age of 27, average age of 27. If you actually expand it a bit, India's population, 65% of India is less than the age of 35. In fact, if you ask me, more than anything else, that's our biggest strength. That's the biggest strength any nation can offer to in today's world. The world is getting older. There are countries which are incentivizing, their citizens to have children. They're encouraging them to have more than 2 children, 3 children, because the world is getting older and older, while India is still young. That's our biggest strength, because the think force that India offers today, in terms of solutions, in terms of problem-solving abilities, in terms of ideas, is where, the world is headed, where we are all also headed. Now, my humble request to Administrative Staff College of India, let's not leave this event as is. For next year, in fact, Arvind Kumar, my Special Chief Secretary, was suggesting that we should also invite international participants. We should bring in people not only from 26 states in India, but also possibly bring in, innovators, young innovators from across the world as well. We could possibly collaborate with the Water Hub in Singapore. We could invite them. We could have, people from Middle East, people from Southeast Asia, other parts of Europe, Americas, and we could have possibly a 3-day event wherein we could not only exhibit, in fact, we will also provide a platform. We should invite the venture capitalists, because one of the things I believe in is the best of ideas, unless they are nurtured, unless they are curated, unless they are actually funded. And in India, unfortunately or fortunately, what we need is not venture capital, we need adventure capital. We need people who are enthusiastic about supporting youngsters. Without that, you will not pass the valley of death, as they call it. There could be great ideas. There could be great minds who could be working together, who could be wanting to change the world. The fact is, you need people to fund you. We have, Ms. Rupa from IndusInd Bank. We had a quick discussion with her. She has promised, and she has, given us a commitment that her bank would most certainly work with our Wash Hub, and look forward to that, ma'am. I'm sure that she will inspire, she and her action, her decision will inspire others. I also know that we are in the ICICI building, so I'm sure they are somewhere also here. Kahan pe hai yaar? Hi. I'm sure we can reach out to them as well. As a government, of course, we will invest, but we look forward to the private sector to work closely with us, create a fund of funds. Let's encourage our youngsters to actually scale up, actually to start, creating real-world examples which will thrive, which will actually flourish, and which will provide solutions to the rest of the world. So I thank you very much for coming to Hyderabad. I hope you've enjoyed our hospitality. I hope you've enjoyed our city. For those of you who are from outside of this city, let me also share with you, this city, in fact, not only offers the best biryani in the country, we also offer you a number of other amazing, innovating options as well. We are home, in fact, to India's largest technology incubator, which is not very far from here, called as T-Hub. We are also home to India's only women entrepreneurs hub, called as the V-Hub, which is also not very far from here. And we are also home to 57 other incubating spaces, which is the largest number of, incubators anywhere in the country for any city. So this is a city that encourages innovation. This is a city that nurtures innovators. So I welcome you all, irrespective of where you are from in India. You could be from Kanpur. I met somebody from Gujarat. I met somebody else from Assam. I welcome you all to come to Telangana, to innovate, incubate, incorporate in Telangana, and grow your enterprise here and become a successful entrepreneur. Thank you very much for joining us here.
Thank you very much, sir. So with your permission, can we have some audience interaction with you? Thank you very much. So would there be any questions or, yeah. So can I request the mic runners to please? Request you to keep your questions, observations brief and positive.
Hello sir, I'm Akhilesh. Firstly, as we have administration from across India, I would like to share, I have been to many global innovation hubs, a lot of youth summits and sustainable symposiums, sir. honestly, I'd like to say of all the innovations, innovators, and startups, I'd like to confess among all that man there, Manna, is the best innovator. My state, Telangana, is the best startup.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Sir, a question and a request, sir. Question. And if the answer to my question is yes, I want to, from the forum, through you, put a request to our CM, sir. Question, sir. As in the recent past, we have had Impact Summit, a sustainable summit by Balavikas NGO. Today, we are celebrating Inkwash by ASCII. We have the various sub T, V, Y, S, A to Z, I'm sure, in the near future. Since we are imbibing all the global innovation and practice in them, can we draft out an exclusive ministry for sustainability and innovation, sir? And my request, sir, please say yes, let us lead the way. Thank you, sir.
What's your name, I'm sorry?
Akhilesh, sir.
Thank you, Akhilesh. Akhilesh, firstly, thank you for all the generous compliments. You're very kind of you to say that. Let me get up, otherwise I'm going to look very old. I'll just say one thing. You know, Constitution of India actually mandates that only 15% of the legislators can, the number of ministries is linked to the number of, legislators. So therefore, there are only 18 ministers, including the chief minister in Telangana. So unfortunately, I don't know if we can actually have a minister who's looking dedicatedly at this, but I'm sure sustainability, because Honorable Chief Minister himself is a huge environmentalist, so definitely a great idea. I'll pass it on to him. Hopefully he'll say yes. Thank you, Akhilesh. Thank you.
So we can recommend Professor Chari's name for that.
Anybody else? All right, we done.
Yes, next question. Lady there.
Hi.
Hi, my name is Itosha. I'm from an organization called Waste Warriors from Himachal.
Can we stop doing that with lights, please? Sorry, ma'am.
Yeah, so I'm Itosha. I'm from an organization called Waste Warriors from Himachal. We work in the mountainous regions in waste management, collecting waste from the households, communities, businesses, any establishment you name, and we try to process it and send it for recycling. But again, the IEC, we have been talking for the last 2 days about a lot of innovations, a lot of processes, a lot of products that are there. But I don't know whether it has been missed out or whether it is me that, because I work in the IC part more, it's kind of a thing that I've been looking forward as an innovator in IEC, which is something that I think I expect from the government to be partners to scale up at a level where NGOs like us or any enterprises can actually work on the ground, on the IEC part, on the awareness part, or all these innovations will come to a standstill.
Absolutely. What's your name again? I'm sorry.
Itosha.
Itosha?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Itosha. I thought it was Ekosha, and I thought you were. Thank you.
Yeah.
Firstly, I completely agree with you. There needs to be a lot more awareness, a lot more information campaigns, and a lot more hangama around what we do. I think, without a question, unless that good word starts spreading and good practices, in fact, start spreading, and unless we start inculcating this discipline among our youngsters and school children from a very young age as part of the curriculum, things will not change in our country. Without a question, our government of Telangana, of course, is committed. We will certainly continue to work. And one of the things I firmly believe in is, I think when we talk about sustainable development, what we are really saying is not just entrepreneurs, but ecopreneurs, people who are conscious of ecology, conscious of environment, and conscious of what, all the things that are happening in the world in terms of climate change and everything else that goes with it. So from my government, I can commit, but I can't commit for Himachal government, unfortunately. हमारे government की तरफ से तो I pledge full support, full commitment. I'm on social media big time, and if we have to connect to the youngsters of today, we have to, put it out there in social media as well. So I request all of you who have attended here, all the 600 plus or 700 plus, please use your social media platform not to spread hate, but love, but great ideas like this, and spread the word. I think that's the way, that's the best IEC. Government doing it or one individual doing it won't cut it. I think we all have to collectively spread the good word and use these digital platforms to best effect. I'll do my bit, I promise you. Thank you, Itosha.
Super.
Anyone else would like to have questions? Smita ji here? Here. We have a few more mic runners, please.
Namaste, sir. Smita again. Here the request is that rather than government and the ULBs trying to come out with large tenders of individual disparate systems like just for an underground drainage, just for a treatment plant, just for the IoT solutions, if they can come out on a smaller packages of an end-to-end with a sustainable outcome base that for next 5 years you're supposed to continue to give me this output, this outcome, that makes it more viable for governments also to invest money and ensure that that money is not gone down the drain and that solution has proven the test of the time.
मैं एक बात बताता हूँ आपको, हम हैदराबाद में और तेलंगाना में, in fact, we work over a longer period of time, Smita ji. We actually look at, see, even when we are laying a road, we work with the agencies there and we ensure that they actually take up the defect liability also for a period of 5 to 7 years.
Correct.
Because we know that when somebody is investing money and when somebody is actually, investing not just money but a lot of resources, other resources as well, they have to be accountable, and even the governments also have to take their own share of the burden. I completely agree with you, but I differ with you on one point. It's not always the governments that have to invest into projects. In fact, what we have to do, because there's no dearth of capital. There is the ICICI banks, there is the IndusInd banks, there is private equity out there who's wanting to support clean technologies, who's wanting to support sustainable development goals, etc. If we are able to fund and give opportunities to our entrepreneurs in a PPP mode or a BOT mode, I think that's the best thing that any government can do. Because end of the day, absolutely.
I'm not only talking about, sir, the STP plans, whatever requests and the tenders are coming, they are coming with the maintenance. The completeness of the solution lies
end-to-end is what you're saying.
Yes, from home to the recycling of the treated water. Because they all come in separate pieces, disparate pieces, because of which they somewhere get lost in the chain. Either their cycle of execution is different, the STP would have been commissioned but the network is not yet ready. Or the network is there and then it does not feed in, there is no STP to feed in. So,
Swami Bodhananda Goseva Ashramam, Saithapur. జ్యోతిష్యం వాస్తు శాస్త్రం మన పూర్వీకులు మనకిచ్చిన వరం. దుర్గాదేవి కాలభైరవ ఉపాసనతో వాక్సిద్ధి పొందిన శ్రీ శ్రీ బోధానందగిరి స్వామివారు మీకు ఎలాంటి సమస్యలున్నా, వాటిలో ముఖ్యంగా ధన నష్టం, ఆరోగ్య నష్టం, భార్యాభర్తల మధ్య గొడవలు, ప్రేమించుకున్న వారు దూరం అవడం, ఎన్ని సంబంధాలు వచ్చినా పెళ్లి ముడి పడకపోవడం, రోడ్డు ప్రమాదాలు, అప్పుల బాధలు, వ్యవసాయంలో నష్టాలు, పెద్దల మాట పిల్లలు వినకపోవడం, ఆరోగ్య శాంతి, గృహశాంతి, మనశ్శాంతి లేకపోవడం, ఇలాంటి సమస్యలు ఉన్నట్లయితే ఒక్కసారి స్వామీజీని కలవండి. మీ సమస్యలకు తగిన పరిష్కారాన్ని పొందండి. అంతేకాక అన్ని రకాల వ్యాధులకు గోపంచకవ్య మరియు మూలికా వైద్యం చేయబడును. నమ్మకంతో రండి, ఆయురారోగ్యాలతో వర్ధిల్లండి. మా అడ్రస్ స్వామి బోధానంద గోసేవ ఆశ్రమం, సైదాపూర్, వీరభద్రస్వామి గుడి దగ్గర, యాదగిరిగుట్ట. సంప్రదించవలసిన నెంబర్ 9849213754 మరియు 9618034138.
if even a smaller cluster is taken a complete from home to the recycled water gets back to that home, that is what I think will make a more meaningful sense, and that has to be an outcome based, not just the STP.
I agree, but again, like I said, not every entrepreneur will be able to provide an end-to-end kind of solution. So therefore, what we do is we break it into modules. For instance, in Hyderabad, for example, we have gated communities and large apartments, hundreds and hundreds of apartments and thousands of apartments also. What we insist on them is that they actually set up their own sewage treatment plants, and then that treated water is let out into our sewage systems. Likewise, in cases where we have large industrial parks, etc., we mandate as a responsibility towards the environment that they also do their share. So while what you say is theoretically correct, that we need to have end-to-end holistic kind of solution, it may not be possible each and every time, because while see for instance, even the biggest of the companies out there, not just startups, but even the biggest of companies out there, will not have that kind of a complete end-to-end kind of handle. Then they'll have to enter into joint ventures with multiple people, and then the same thing will happen, whatever you just mentioned, each one doing their own modular piece and coming together as a joint venture. So in theory it's right, but in practicality, because I've been a minister now for 8 years looking after this department, I know that there are some hinges some hitches in terms of implementing it practically. But I get your point. I get your passion, I get your point. Thank you, really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, in fact, our FSTPs, yeah, one city, one operator is what she's saying, but nobody may be able to have the end-to-end kind of thing. Thank you.
Mayor ma'am.
Sure. Pramila ji, namaskar. I think she deserves a big round of applause. Madam is from Kanpur, she's come all the way. Thank you, madam. Dhanyawad.
नमस्कार मंत्री जी और यहाँ पर आए हुए हमारे सभी समस्त।
आप ऊपर क्यों नहीं आती? ऊपर आइए। इधर आइए, स्पॉटलाइट।
भारत माता की, भारत माता की, वंदे वंदे। आए हुए यहाँ पर समस्त अपने महापौरों को मैं बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देना चाहती हूँ। मैं धन्यवाद देना चाहती हूँ अपने मंत्री महोदय को, जिन्होंने हर सवाल का निस्तारण 1 मिनट में किया, इसलिए मैं इनको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देना चाहती हूँ कि ये इसी तरीके से बढ़ें, यही मेरा इनका आशीर्वाद है। मैं अपनी मेयर महोदया को बहुत धन्यवाद देना चाहती हूँ कि मैं आपके शहर में आई और आपने हमको 2 मिनट बोलने का मौका दिया।
शहर कैसा लगा हमारा?
शहर आपका अच्छा है, लेकिन एक बात मैं जरूर कहूँगी, यहाँ आकर अपने मेयरों से मैं इसको साझा करूँगी कि हम लोग इस भाग दौड़ की जिंदगी में भागते जा रहे हैं, मशीन टाइप, लेकिन हम लोग आने वाली पीढ़ी के बारे में नहीं सोच रहे हैं। वो सबसे बड़ा ये है कि जो पानी, जो हमारा जल है, जिसको हमको बहुत ही जरूरी है कि उसको बना के संचय उसको रखें, क्योंकि पानी जल ही हमारा जीवन है, बगैर उसके जीवन नहीं है। लेकिन होता क्या है, अगर 1 लोटे पानी की जरूरत है तो हम 4 लोटा पानी खर्च करते हैं। हमको इसी पर सोचना है और इसी के बारे में समझना है कि हम अपने आने वाली पीढ़ी के लिए क्या छोड़ के जाएंगे। यही है कि हम पर्यावरण मुक्त कर दें, सब पर्यावरण के लिए पेड़ लगा दें। मैं तो ये कहती हूँ अपने शहर में, आप गंदगी मत साफ करिए, लेकिन गंदगी मत करिए, शहर अपने आप साफ रहेगा। मैं कहती हूँ कि आप गंगा जी को मत साफ करिए, किसी नदी को मत साफ करिए, लेकिन आप उनको गंदा मत करिए, वो अपने आप साफ हो जाएंगे। मैं कहती हूँ कि पेड़ मत लगाइए, आप एक पेड़ को मत काटिए, पेड़ अपने आप पैदा होकर के आपको ऑक्सीजन देगा और आप अच्छी जिंदगी जी पाएंगे। इन शब्दों के साथ मैं आपको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देना चाहती हूँ, अपनी वाणी को विराम देना चाहती हूँ। धन्यवाद। मुझे जाना है, इसलिए मुझे आपसे कहना, मैं अपने मंत्री जी को बहुत बहुत बधाई देना चाहती हूँ कि जो अपने शहर के कोई भी अगर उनसे कोई सवाल कर रहा तो 1 मिनट उसका जवाब दे रहे हैं, इसलिए मैं अपने इस यंग बेटे को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देना चाहती हूँ।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। I think what she said is extremely commonsensical, but again, common sense is not very common. You know, I went to Japan, I went to Tokyo. प्रमिला जी, मैं कह रहा था कि आपने जो कहा एकदम, आप बैठिए तो, आप एकदम, आपने जो कहा बहुत कॉमन सेंस वाली पॉइंट है। मैं गया था जापान, टोक्यो, और मैं बिजनेस ट्रिप पे गया था। वहाँ जाके मैं घूम रहा हूँ, इधर उधर जा रहा हूँ, 2 दिन में इससे उससे बहुत कुछ मिल रहा हूँ, बट देखते जा रहा हूँ, क्योंकि मैं इंडस्ट्री का भी मंत्री हूँ। मैं तो इन्वेस्टमेंट के लिए गया था, बट ये भी देख रहा था कि क्या हो रहा है। देखता हूँ कि हर जगह साफ है। मैं 2 दिन देखा, फिर मेरे से रहा नहीं गया, तो मैंने एक वहाँ पे हमारे इंडियन एम्बेसी में जो एक जापानीज आदमी था, हमारा दोस्त बन गया था 2 दिन में, उसको मैंने पकड़ लिया। बोला कि भाई क्या करते हो तुम लोग, कितने बार साफ करते हो शहर? मैं तो देख नहीं रहा हूँ किसी को, तो 5 बार करते हो, 6 बार करते हो, कितने बार करते हो दिन में? वो हंस दिया, उसने कुछ नहीं बोला, हंस दिया। मैंने बोला ये क्या हो रहा है? आई सेड हाउ मेनी टाइम्स डू यू क्लीन? कुछ नहीं बोल रहा है। मैं बोला यार बता दे, क्योंकि हाउ डू यू कीप योर सिटी क्लीन, आप कैसे साफ रखते हो? तो उसने बताया क्या कहा कि हम लोग पहले तो इसमें गंद नहीं डालते हैं, हम लोग वी डोंट डर्टी इट इन द फर्स्ट प्लेस। दैट्स एग्जैक्टली व्हाट यू सेड, कि पहले अगर डर्टी ना करो, अगर गंद मत फैलाओ, तो फिर साफ करने की जरूरत ही नहीं पड़ेगी. So my request to you and also I think to all of us who are in this room is I think we have to start training our next generation. As she said, हम लोग तो बिगड़ गए. I think we are a gone case now. We still throw everything outside. When nobody is watching, we do things, which we take for granted. And the same lot, I tell you, the funny part is, मुझे सबसे ताजुब की बात ये लगती है मैडम, मैं अपने छोटी सी बच्ची थी मेरी बेटी, आज वो 12-13 साल की है, बट जब वो 5 साल की थी, उसको मैं ले गया एक बार सिंगापुर हॉलीडे पे. तो मैं उसको उतरते ही उसको मैंने वहाँ बोला कि यहाँ पे अगर तू कहीं चॉकलेट रैपर कहीं भी फेंक देगी ना, तो लोग आके पकड़ के तेरे को ले जाएंगे, जेल में डाल देंगे. उसने बोला रियली? मैं बोला हाँ. तो फिर अगले 5 दिन तक हम लोग जब वहाँ पे थे, उसने एक बार भी अपना चॉकलेट रैपर कहीं नहीं फेंका. तो मैं क्या कह रहा हूँ, जो द थिंग्स दैट वी टेक फॉर ग्रांटेड हियर, द थिंग्स दैट वी डू हियर, एंड द सेम सेट ऑफ पीपल व्हेन वी गो आउट, वी आर एक्सट्रीमली वेल बिहेव्ड, वी आर डिफरेंट पीपल. आई थिंक वो जो इंडिया में टेक इट इजी, चलता है, सब चलता है एटीट्यूड है, आई थिंक दैट्स द प्रॉब्लम. बट इफ आई स्टार्ट लेविंग फाइन्स फॉर लिटरिंग, I'll be chastised by my opposition, by others, saying कि तुम क्या कर रहे हो. ट्रैफिक का मैं चालान डालता हूं कोई ट्रैफिक वायलेशन पे, तो कोई एक आदमी आके बोलता है हैदराबाद इलेक्शन में कि सब माफ कर दूंगा. मैं क्या बोलूं यार. आई एम ट्राइंग टू ब्रिंग इन अ सेंस ऑफ डिसिप्लिन. इट इज नॉट फॉर माई ओन सेक, इट इज फॉर द सेक ऑफ द सिटी, फॉर द सेक ऑफ द सिटीजन्स. बट इवन दैट इज बीइंग looked at politically. So that's the kind of country and interesting country we live in. So I think next generation, मैं जैसा बोल रहा हूँ next generation तो थोड़ा मुश्किल है, but next gen, I think we have to start, catch them young, train them well, start teaching them the basics of, living in a civilized society. Only then things will change. And I request you all to start at home, and then possibly it can, the word can spread. Thank you. Thank you, madam. Have you concluded that, or I think she left. I think
we'll take 2 last questions.
Yes, madam. नहीं, आप बिल्कुल बिल्कुल आइए तो. I think all the mayors want to take it, but you can go on.
Okay. I, Dr. Shailaja, coming from CSR ICICI, Indian Institute of Chemical Technology, and I firstly would like to
Thank you, madam. No, please, thank you. Dr. Shailaja, please go on.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah, what I wanted to place on record over here is these solutions are being adopted. Okay, as you rightly said, we have spoiled already, so we have to do this activity of trying to renovate them or renew those water lakes, bodies that we have spoiled a lot, and water hyacinth coming in, that causing a lot of communicable diseases and so on and so forth. But these solutions to be deployed in the scale it has to, that's not happening. Although the government and the R&D organizations are coming together, my appeal to you would be that you being also the Mantri for IT, if only corporates could come forward to tie up and bring in this change under their corporate social responsibility funds, then I think we can really make a difference, sir. This is what I think is very important, because we as CSIR organization have the CSR1 form registration, and we can be the implementing agencies under CSR. So if you could motivate our corporates, we the Hyderabadians will be very proud to make Hyderabad as the cleanest city of India. Why only Indore? Hat-trick it got. Why not we? So this is my appeal to you. If you could motivate them, I think we can make a difference.
Thank you, Shailaja Garu.
Last question.
One of the things we are doing already, in fact, Arvind can share more details with you. We are going to, in fact, out of the 180 odd lakes in Hyderabad, we have developed some, but not all. In fact, we are working very closely with corporates. In fact, I got Durgam Cheruvu developed in entirety by a company which has a large IT park there called Raheja. They've developed it. Likewise, in fact, now, in the last 7 years, there's been a huge real estate boom in Hyderabad. The construction industry is doing really well. So one of the things I did, as an idea, and between me and Arvind, is I said, who are the biggest builders in Hyderabad? In which neighborhood are they building? For instance, if somebody is building in Uppal, let's go and talk to them and let's tell them, listen, by adopting a lake locally and by spending your CSR money there and improving the lake and its surroundings,
you will not only improve the city, but you will improve your own marketability of your own product. So there is that win-win kind of a situation that we can build. So we are now going to kick off about 60 lakes, out of which 45 will come from this effort, and about 15 will be from the GHMC and HMDA directly. And you will see some perceptible changes over the next 9 months. That I promise. But yes, completely agree with you.
Sir,
One last question.
Mr. Ganges Reddy, can we...
IICT? Absolutely. In fact, I'll request Arvind to get in touch with you, Shailajagar. Thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Ganges Reddy, we had a good discussion, so I'm just...
Ganges.
Yes, sir. The one submission
yes
is to integrate the sewage treatment with the lakes.
I'm sorry, say that again. Integrate the IICT
Integrate the sewage treatment with the lakes.
Of course, in fact, I didn't mention this to you. I think I should have mentioned it in my speech. By the end of this year, Hyderabad will be the first city in India to be treating 100% of its sewerage, because we are already doing this large project with about 3,866 crore rupees, and almost all of our 2,000 MLD sewerage that gets generated every day in Hyderabad will be treated. We are working. In fact, I'm supposed to go visit a STP under construction right after this program. I'm not sure Arvind is going to allow me that, but I think we'll do that right after this. Yes, wonderful. By the end of this year, it's will happen.
Thank you very much. Sir, Daiki, Japanese company, they want to make a quick announcement. So I would like to...
I think, are they writing a check or something? Or? The Japanese are a bit conservative. You guys don't decide easy, so... कहाँ जा रहे हो? इधर आ जाओ, इधर आ जाओ, ये माइक. Stage is yours. Make an announcement.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sure, sir. So, first thing first, we are very happy to participate in INCWAS, and we are highly impressed with the work being done here by Chari sir and the team. And we are, of course, with the government and the minister. That was the starting point. But we were, in fact, to hear you out, I have decided to miss my flight. I had a flight to catch, but I thought it is more than worthwhile. And just to tell you that Daiki is a 60-year-old company making decentralized STP based on Jokaso technology from government of Japan. And we came to India in 2018, started our first factory in Gujarat. In this year, we are opening our factory in Haryana. And company has decided to look at South as the next destination. And looking at your kind of vision and the way you are supporting industry, I would very strongly recommend company to set up factory in Telangana for that next year. And of course, we will be supporting INCWAS hub with whatever we can support, both in the company capacity and my personal capacity to Charigarh. Thank you so much.
Sir, aapka naam bol
Kamal Tiwari.
I think Kamalji, has given me the news of the day. So thank you very much, sir. I promise you we'll be much better than Gujarat and Haryana. I assure you that.
And I can invite Chari sir to Delhi. We have our Japanese management coming there next week, and we can
Perfect.
look at next week.
He's inviting you to Delhi next week so that you can ink the deal for us. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
So sorry about it. I think after the event we will. So just wanted to, there's no vote of thanks. I just want to thank all of you for taking out your time and spending with us for 2 days. I want to thank media partners. I want to thank all the elected representatives. But more importantly, while elected representatives have given us the vision and inspiration, I would like to profoundly thank, of course, Honorable Mayor, GHMC and other elected representatives, but I would like to profoundly thank the leadership provided by Shri Arvind Kumar Garu. Particularly, I would like to acknowledge and thank him, without which we wouldn't have done this. And I would like to thank, fantastic, this level of energy I can't see anywhere. So, Dr. Satyanarayana, our CDMA, and these are the two people they drive us and they also inspire us. So I just wanted to thank. Often politicians take the whole limelight, but there is very powerful bureaucracy behind, which is supporting us and making this happen. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for taking this forward.
Sir, just one last. Can I ask ASCII team members to please come on the dais? Just the ASCII team members, please. Only ASCII team members, can they please come on to the dais? I request others to please stay back.
కన్స్ట్రక్షన్ రంగాలలో దశాబ్దపు అనుభవంతో కస్టమర్ల మరియు శ్రేయోభిలాషుల మన్ననలను నమ్మకాన్ని గెలుపొందిన సంస్థ విఆర్ఆర్ కన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్. నాణ్యతకు నమ్మకానికి మారుపేరు విఆర్ఆర్ కన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్. ఇండిపెండెంట్ హౌసెస్, అపార్ట్మెంట్స్, విల్లాస్ అన్ని రకాల హంగులతో అలరించే అద్భుతమైన వెంచర్స్ తో పాటు అందరికీ అందుబాటు ధరలో సొంత ఇంటి కలను సాకారం చేసే నమ్మకమైన సంస్థ విఆర్ఆర్ కన్స్ట్రక్షన్స్. Please visit VRR Constructions, Varatex Plaza near Radhika Theatre, ECL X Road, Hyderabad. Call to 9100885551 9100885559.